All right. Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to Let's Talk, a call-in show on the Skeptic Haven channel. Let's Talk is a safe place for atheists, those questioning or leaving religion, and anyone that wants to ask questions and have respectful discussions. From the U.S., call us at 984-789-4787, and from outside the U.S., call in from your computer using the URL on the screen. Ain't technology fantastic?
This is Skeptic Haven. Let's talk.
That's quite the fancy intro now, isn't
Indeed.
it?
And also the intro that came after yours was also just as fancy.
Oh,
see
wait,
what I
what?
did there?
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How you doing, Neil?
Doing good. Doing really good. Pleased as punch that we got the good government in again instead of the shitty one that could have been in and was actually leading before all of it, till I guess
Right.
Trump went off the handle, and everyone up here went, oh, wait a minute. Maybe we need somebody that can actually deal with this guy instead of lick his boots.
But on the other side of that coin, the real sycophants are getting out there now and like spouting all their nonsense all over everything, aren't they?
Yes.
I don't know how much you've been seeing or hearing about the
see
the rumors
all
and
kinds of stuff.
conspiracies.
Yeah. Oh, indeed. I'm gonna sneeze, I think. Holy crap.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I feel it coming. I could feel it coming.
Let's just stare at Neil and wait for the sneeze, everybody.
Because
that won't be awkward
Apparently
at all.
worked.
Yeah. Maybe we'll catch a boogie. No.
Oh yeah, just fly right out and hit the camera right on it.
Fantastic.
You can always just do this,
Yeah.
Put my little thing in front of the camera there.
Yeah. Well, I haven't seen you in a little while, so happy May the 4th.
Yeah, May the 4th be with you.
Happy Star Wars Day,
as they say. Yes, indeed.
Say.
Funny because everyone was wondering why. I guess when I did a show a little while ago, everyone was wondering why I hadn't built anything out of Lego on that show, because I usually only do the Lego thing on the first Saturday of every month on the show. So I did a quick build just to make them happy, and it was a little Star Wars Y-wing microfighter thing that I built. So,
sweet.
Yeah,
I've got cool. the Star Wars tabletop spaceship fighting game, like the kind of like Warhammer in space.
Right.
You buy the different Star Wars ships, and you have your own little tabletop combat. And
the minifig for it. It looks like Marvin the Martian almost.
We're not nerds.
Lego, or not Star Wars Lego. Sorry, I have Star Wars Monopoly. So that's pretty cool. The original one that first came out.
Right.
I've had people offer me a couple $100 for it. And I'm like, nope, screw that. I'm keeping it, because if you're offering me $300 for it now, imagine what they're going to be offering me in 10 years.
Well, every time there's a census in my area, when they ask my spiritual/religious beliefs, I always put Jedi down.
I've done that too in the past.
Yeah, and apparently, I'm just a part of like 4% of my local population, which is all Jedi. Apparently, that's not a new idea, and I encourage everybody to do the same.
Indeed,
it would be hilarious to see a statistic one day that is so large, like Jedi was so large it couldn't be ignored. They had to like say something about it. Who knows?
That would be too funny if it actually starts a real movement or something. But I've been trying for years and years and years, and I still can't use the Force. So what do you do?
Well, I mean, the Force is different in everybody, so you could argue that you are using the Force. You're just trying to make it do things that you can't do.
Maybe. Well, I can't fetch my remote with it. That's for sure.
No, but it'll help you forget where you left it.
That's age, I think, and I'm right up there with that. So.
Wow.
Oh, pardon me for one quick second.
Yeah, no worries.
The sneeze seems to have gone away, but I still have to blow my nose.
Yeah, that's There's
Ah,
some live stream ASMR for all of you who showed up early. Good job.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I still have some lingering effects of the cold that I had a while ago, and talking to a friend of mine, and they were telling me that they remained at it, and it lasted for weeks, like the lingering effects. I'm like, oh, great, because it feels like I might have that one.
Right.
So yeah, I've had
Our
to
friends
put
in
off.
Australia had an election yesterday too.
Yes, and the Liberal Party there, I think.
Yeah, the exact same effect that happened for us Canadians here took place there.
On a
Where if
wider
you would have
scale,
looked
though.
at the polls in January, it was basically like, will they even still be a party by the end of the election, to winning a majority even, which I don't know how many seats there are in.
We got 75% of the vote, somewhere around there. Is what I
Yeah,
heard.
so the conspiracy theories are flying out hard in Australia right now too.
Oh, I bet they
Um,
are.
so yeah, it was a huge blowout, and that seems to be the trend across the planet, right? The president of Mexico, have you seen her approval rating?
I have not.
She has an 80% approval rating among the people in Mexico.
That's
Like,
awesome. Good for
has
her.
any leader? I've never heard of a leader at 80%, unless of course they were a dictator or Trump who thinks you know his approval
I bet
rating
you
is
he
whatever
thinks he
he
has
wants it to
80%.
be. Yeah,
His approval rating is tanked. Apparently, it's like in the 30%
it's
range.
record low even for him. Yeah, it's 1 point even lower than his lowest point. Um, and he wants to like take out NPR and is it PBS? I think, yeah, NPR and PBS. He wants to stop funding to those two things because he believes that they're all just left wing propaganda machines, even though they're like totally publicly funded and can say and do whatever they want.
Yep.
Just the
They sure
fact that they
can.
might have left leaning tendencies, they're still just publicly funded. So technically speaking, if people are providing them the money they need to put on programming, then it's the programming that the people funding want to hear, right?
We need
Um,
to answer a question from Aunt Jur in the chat there. It says Australia has democracy sausages at their polling locations. What does Canada have to offer? We have maple syrup snow cones.
yeah, and the snow is just off the ground. You just pick whatever
Yeah,
snow you
just
want.
pick it up and put it in a cone and throw some maple syrup on there, fresh off the tree, and there you go.
Yeah.
Except the
Anjir also wants to
West
acknowledge
Coast.
my Star Wars screen behind me. Yeah, I threw that together real quick before the stream. Like, I want to have something behind me. So,
Your
but
polling locations. No, I'm just kidding out here. We don't really offer anything
no,
except for a sticker saying I voted,
yeah.
and I didn't
I
even get one of those
I
this
didn't
time
get a
around.
sticker either, but I saw like some channel friends there, like Stacy from the Stacy's Mom podcast, showing her I voted sticker.
Mm.
Yeah, this is my first time ever voting. Did you know that, Neil? I've
No, what do you
never
mean it's your
voted.
first time?
I have never
Why?
voted in an election in my life
Ever
until
since I was
now,
eligible to vote, which
and I've
just
been
happened to be the first year I turned 18, so I was eligible to vote, and I think I
wow.
voted NPP at the time.
I just, I mean, I just never felt that there was as much as important as it was right now. Um,
Well, it's
to
always
actually get out
important.
and vote. Like, I mean, honestly, before this election, to me, like I always say, it's we're not arguing whether or not we should have free healthcare. We're arguing over whether or not we should buy this $4 drug or this $3.90 drug. Like that's so to me, I was just whatever. But this time, I was highly motivated to make sure I go and vote. Now,
Yeah.
my vote didn't win, but that's okay. That's okay. My side went conservative.
Oh, really?
Um, yeah.
Oh, boy.
In fact, my entire region went conservative, with the exception of one riding, which was
Hmm.
one of the cities near me. It was actually the city I grew up in, so I was kind of a little bit kind of like, all right, cool. At least somebody got it right.
Didn't the Toronto area go red this year?
Yeah, well, like
I heard.
downtown Toronto usually always goes red, if I'm not mistaken. It's the
Red is
around it's the
liberal here
around
in Canada.
areas that also usually go red that didn't this time, because technically the conservatives also did very, very well. It's the liberals and the
It was
conservatives
pretty
that did
close.
well in our election. It's all the other parties that made us not a two-party country that failed miserably to the point of no longer technically being considered a party. So we'll see. We'll see.
Mhm.
But I'm hearing so many sick conspiracies now and terrible things that are being said.
You go
And
looking for this shit or what?
yes, absolutely. I go hunting it down and attacking it head on, and the stuff I'm finding is just cringe.
Yeah, no doubt.
And
Just pull up
probably the
definition
most
for you.
front and center thing that's happening to us over here is, and you probably know this, is the province of Alberta. They're calling
Wanting to
foul.
separate, but not realizing that they can't.
Yeah, there's no chance. There's just not any.
Can't.
There's nothing in any universe that'll ever make it happen.
Well, they can't because of the treaties of those three nations, right? So they can't.
Yeah. So even if they could trigger the referendum with enough signatures on a petition, it doesn't matter. And they don't have the votes anyways. Like Quebec came really close once. And even if Quebec got the votes, I have
It was
always
in the
been told
90s or something, or late 80s, early 90s when that happened.
yeah. And it was literally like a 51-49% vote to separate. But even then I was always told, even if it went the other way, like 51% to separate, they never would have pulled the trigger. Like they might have agreed on it, but because they wanted to keep Canadian money and like part of the Canadian stock market, and like they wanted to do everything basically that was Canadian without being Canadian. They still wanted federal funding for the healthcare and stuff. It's like, well, no, if you're gonna separate, you
work
go
that way.
Yeah, you go over there and you do your thing then, and then we're gonna stay over here. But it's absolutely insane. Trump really has changed the entire political landscape for the planet, it feels like. Like flat, bold-faced lies are now being accepted as long as he says them. You know what I mean? And I'm finding that like other politicians can have realized, you know what, I can do the same. All I need to do is spout the lies that everybody wants to be true,
And they'll believe that it is.
and they'll believe that it is.
Authoritative figurehead said so.
Yeah. So the political landscape, I think, is changed forever. I think every election going forward is going to be in danger of extreme positions, possibly even on both sides. I really don't consider the Liberals to be extreme by any means in Canada, anyways.
No.
But
they're not as far left as people seem to think they are either.
Yeah.
They're more center left, but they don't have douchey fucking things that they want to do like the conservatives up here. So
yeah. I was watching some live streams during election night, and I was seeing the chat, and in the chat we're seeing things like "Welcome to China." And I'm just like, what the heck are you talking about? Because apparently, Carney's actually working for China. So,
of course he is.
Yeah. So, we're all just going to be.
Where do they get that from, anyways? I don't understand.
Because he's an important man on the planet. If your country is in financial trouble, they call Mark Carney.
Yeah.
So, like,
he's helped us twice out of pure necessity.
He's helped Canada, and he's helped
the only
tons of other countries.
Non-Brit to ever be elected to do that in the UK, by the way, during the Brexit polls.
So, they're convinced that just because he has a good working relationship with other countries, that, we're just going to be China now. It's crazy, the things that they're spouting off as truth. Of course, there's the whole election rigged, right? There's those classics are coming out.
With, yeah. If my guy doesn't win, it was rigged.
Yeah. YouTube shorts of a guy carrying an election box to his car. And I'm just like, where do you think the votes go after they're counted? Like to the dumpster, into a shredder? No, they go to the election office. And do you think they're going to send armor car? No. It's just a box of votes, and there's people hired that are trusted, and everything's done in public view. They count the votes by hand. Every Canadian vote is counted by hand. There's no electronic voting here. So, and the votes counts being witnessed by representatives from each of the parties. So unless one of the representatives from one of the parties says, I saw something I didn't like or I don't trust, there couldn't possibly be any real election fraud because they're counted on site. They don't even leave with the votes. But yeah.
Somebody in the chat, why do these atheist channels always devolve into left-wing propaganda points? Suddenly, the left political stand is propaganda now.
Of course it is. It's all
whatever.
Whatever.
I look at it this way. I consider myself to be a progressive liberal. I'm a humanist. I'm in it for the betterment of mankind, or humankind, I should say. I think we can do better. I think we can be better. And I don't want to, further marginalize these groups that are lower percentage rates in our society. I think they should be elevated, not marginalized. And I think we, as the human species, are quite varied and diverse. And I think that's important because it shows that nature works in great ways. It makes a lot of great people in a lot of great different molds and shapes and sizes. And if we come together, we can accomplish tons of stuff. But if we start to be divisive, like some of these folks in our chat seem to think we should be, I think that's bad. I think it's a wrong turn. I think it's going back into the dark ages. And I think we can be much better than that. And I'll always fight for everyone to have rights.
Yeah, and I've also been developing the point. In other words, since I've been engaging in this Facebook swamp of nonsense, that just because it's a liberal government in Canada right now, it's not every seat is a liberal politician, right? Like, okay, it's majority controlled by liberal politicians, and they technically won the election in that they got more seats in the House. There's still 140 conservatives on the other side that are still there to speak the mind of conservative voters and to hold conservative positions. It's not like just because it's a liberal government, they can just run roughshod and just do whatever they want. Yes, I understand that whoever's got more votes means they can get more shit done, but we did not get a majority government, right? So we're still going to have to rely on things like the NDP party, the Green Party, and the Conservative Party to pitch in some votes, which means they'll either have to agree or be swayed. And
and not all the conservatives are off the rails like Pierre Poilievre is either.
Right. And even if we go back, so the most common bullshit line I hear is, do we want 10 more years of what we just had? So first of all, what did we just have that was so bad
the shit that was left
that
over
we are bitching about the last 10 years? Like, we had a pandemic, and I think our government in Canada did a really great job of handling it, right? And on top of that, for the last 10 years, it wasn't like there was no conservatives in there. You know what I mean? Like, Trudeau's first government was a majority. So you could make a case that like they could ignore every other voice in the House and just do whatever the heck they wanted. But that's not what they do. It's never what they do. But then the other two governments that Trudeau had were minorities. So, you can't just say it was a liberal government, so everything I don't like is liberals' fault. Because that's not how government works. Not here anyways. Apparently in America, you just got to use a Sharpie, sign a piece of paper, you can do whatever you want. But
I mean, what's at the International Democracy Union, whatever that Harper started? Well, he started here in Canada with the Reform Party.
Okay.
Which failed miserably. So he somehow got the Conservatives to make him the leader of the Conservative Party, or he was a progressive Conservative first, throwing a little progressive in there to try and win over some hearts. And then that failed too, so they went into the full-on Conservative Party, and he ended up becoming the leader. But he's also, I think, the chair of the International Democracy Union, which is, it says has the word democracy in it, but it's not a good thing.
Okay.
And Polyev is one of the chairs of it or something now, I think. And they follow some extreme right-wing policies in there.
Okay.
They're against, gay marriage. They're against abortions. They're against all the stuff that, we want people to have the right to be and to do. So they're against all of it. And it's sad. It really is.
Yeah. And another point, just real quick to throw out there for any Canadians watching. In 2008, when there was, the recession and the housing market crashed and all of that, Canada had a conservative government during that time. And do you know who the Conservatives called to help fix or at least minimize the damage of those times?
Yeah,
Mark Carney. So, yeah. Moving on. Have you seen these memes of Trump as Pope?
Yes. Yes, hilarious.
Don't you a little bit kind of want that to happen?
No.
Really?
No. I think the funniest one I saw was him sitting on the chair with the Pope outfit and the diapers underneath. That was great.
Well, how come you wouldn't want that?
Wouldn't want Trump as a Pope?
Yeah.
Because he's already got enough fucking power as the president of the U.S. Like, I need him to be a Pope.
Does the Pope really have that much power to do anything?
Yeah, he does in the Catholic world, I guess.
And if Trump can single-handedly demolish the greatest country on earth.
Oh, I see where you're going with this. Maybe he can collapse the Vatican.
Wouldn't it be great if the Vatican ended up becoming like just another state?
You never know.
And then Trump levels it, looking for rare earth minerals.
Why? It's gold all over the place in that place.
Which is what he likes.
Back up the Trump truck and load it up and go.
Did you see the tour of his Oval Office?
Showing off his toys.
All the gold and everything. Everything is gilded gold. Sake. And then the best part, when he's asked to explain what the Declaration of Independence is. Yeah, man, it's a document about love and unity, which is like it's exactly the opposite. It's a document that actually says, fuck you, we're out of here.
Yeah. It's not unity at all. Separation. Yeah, crazy. No, he's not the sharpest pencil in the box, let's put it that way. He's
I don't know what
so tired of fucking talking about this clown too. So.
Oh really?
Elbows up.
It's only been
okay, Ollie, liberals won. We don't need the elbows up anymore. Well, we can elbows up against that stupid ass president.
Yeah. Well, I've been trying to make the argument over on like my side of things on my channel right now that like, things are going to get bad. Like, even on my Facebook, I put up a little image that was saying that, when the recession hits, not a question if, but when it hits, every conservatives whose vote didn't end up winning them in Canada, they're just going to start blaming Carney for the recession. Are you serious?
Of course they are.
Yeah.
Of course they are.
But
they need someone to point at, because they can't point at their own people for their failure.
But hey, if we're going into a recession, I think he's the guy I want there, right?
Yeah.
He may not make the best choices,
Chris.
perhaps, but
Chris, give me a goddamn message or on Facebook or somewhere. Blue Sky. I don't even know if you're on Blue Sky or not, but send me a message for crying out loud, because I got to get you back on the show for an episode of DSU, which is Deconversion Stories Update, by the way. If you didn't know. But I think I mentioned that to him before. We'll get you scheduled. And apparently Dr. Ben wants to come back on now too. So.
Oh, I love Dr. Ben. I love Dr. Ben.
Yeah, Dr. Ben's great. He's just been stupid busy for the past little while, so.
I would wager.
Yeah. So as soon as he gets some time, we'll have him back on the show. It's sort of like I've done a new thing with the channel, I guess, where I have the Lego Day for Saturday of every month. I build stuff out of Lego, and other people can too if they want to. We had Irish Sweet in there building one of the Lego modular buildings yesterday, but he only got like a bit of it done. It took me freaking 3 hours to build the one I did yesterday. And this is only part of it. This didn't take me 3 hours to build, but the inside of the TARDIS, which is up
Because it's
there.
big. Because it's bigger than the outside.
That's right. That's right. So yeah. Yeah, so we had fun last night, but I went for about 3 hours. Mind you, I was taking my time, really.
Right. Well, this past
And it
week,
was
like I
easy.
haven't done much over on my channel, but this past week I had to go live, just instant, like early in the morning, just turn on the go live button and just go, and just ran because the amount of like bullshit propaganda / conspiracy that is going on over here after our election is just nutty. I never would have thought that there would be that many, like, I don't even know what you would call them, like sycophants. Like, what's wrong with them when they know they gotta know that they're full of shit. So what's the objective?
I don't know if they do. Honestly, I don't know if they do.
Well, yeah, guys, don't forget, if you want to call in, the numbers there on the screen, give us a call. And we're equipped here looks like we're fairly well equipped to handle any North American politics as well as any religious arguments you want to make. I know we sit here and I keep throwing politics out there when when religion should possibly be our greater focus, but hey, it's May the 4th. We can do whatever we want.
Exactly.
Yeah. I guess I'm with you there. I'm a little bit kind of like tired of talking about Trump a little bit, I guess, but it's such an important and incredibly like time-consuming thing to stay on top of all the attacks that he's doing on American society. And I'm not American, but I'm not ignorant to the idea. Well, that, and I'm not ignorant to the idea that whatever happens over there, we might not be too far behind, right? Like, we're so intertwined.
Yep. 70% of our trade is done through them. So.
Right.
So that's a problem. Well, mind you, we don't. This is one of those situations where, like, we could obviously trade elsewhere with other countries and stuff like that. And I think that's already in the works. I think Carney's already signed some agreements with some other countries. I just, off the top of my head, I can't recall where. I know we've got some more dealings, or doing a little bit more business with China now, which is probably where these people are getting China to, like, that's not what's actually going on. But
we got a call there.
We have a call. It looks like, yes, indeed. Let me get over there. Okay, so they were in the chat earlier. So let me hit the talk button here. All right, we have Alfred from Texas. Hello, Alfred. I'm not hearing Alfred. Alfred, can you hear us? Uh-oh. Nope, I guess.
Are you there, Alfred? Hello? That sucks. It was a great topic, I thought.
Yeah. Something I could have addressed for sure. Huh. I guess they're going to work on it and see if we can get
I assume it's technical.
Yeah, I would think so. It's not the first time this issue's come up, but we'll get it figured out. And someone else in the chat, John Fopiano, I'll tell my kid to call in or something. He bought a new lightsaber today. I'd like to know where he got it from. Vader's vault, or was it a Disneyland one? Because the Disney one, they're kind of lame. Like when you see them up against the cool ones you can buy that are like $600 or whatnot, they don't even compare. Although I probably still would probably get one, just because you're in there, you're in Disneyland, you want to bring home something from the Star Wars land thing. If I could, I'd try to hijack the Millennium Falcon, but I don't think they'd let me out of the park with that. At the Celtics Festival. All right, cool. I didn't really. That's interesting. My audio is clipping and fuzzy now, apparently.
Sound okay to me.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. It's some technical difficulties going on. I think they're. Let me check here. Wes, do your show fix thing.
Mid-show fix thing.
Better when you lean forward. Oh, I see. So it's just that the mic isn't as close to me as people want it to be, I guess. Okay, so I guess we're figuring things out now. So
yeah, I don't even want to spoil the topic that this person's bringing up, because I think it's perfect. Perfect question. Really good question.
Dave, that's not a Dalek. This is what do they call her?
An astrodroid.
It's an astromech droid, yes, but she's got a specific name. She was designed specifically for, I think it was breast cancer or something.
I was going to say
QT something or other. I think it's her name. So especially made. You could only get this when you bought a specific set, right? Which because it's part of the 25th anniversary now. Anyway, I can't remember what her name is. Yes,
some of
I
those
do.
some of those Lego pieces can go for quite a bit of money when they're very rare and only came in like one set.
Oh yeah, like Mr. Gold. Now, Dave, this is a Dalek made out of Lego. It came with the Doctor Who set. So there you go. Yeah, this is the inside of that sucker right here. This is the one that
Oh, okay, cool.
I put together, and it's got all the panels and stuff. It's kind of cool. It has two doctors in it. It's got Capaldi and Matt Smith. Capaldi's inside the blue box, but there's the Matt Smith. Matt Smith. I liked it. And it also has one of the creepiest ever villains, I guess you could say, other than the Ood, is the Weeping Angels.
Oh, those things creep the crap out of me. Yeah. If anyone here is not a Doctor Who watching
Don't
fan,
blink.
Basically in the show, there's a couple of episodes of these statued angels, and they sit still and they're completely still as long as nobody's looking at them. So as soon as a character in the episode looks at these angels, then they move, and their goal is to kill you.
When they blink, they move. So they say that's why they say don't blink.
Okay. Still creepy as hell. Like,
so if you blink, they'll be closer to you, and you're gonna be like, "Oh shit!"
And then you'll even like blink again, and now it'll have its mouth open with fangs, and it'll just be like
right in front of your
looking.
face.
Yeah.
So do we know if we're having sound fixins now? Sounds back. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I don't know what. Our crew is working real great and hard in the background, but we're not sure if they're addressing us or talking amongst themselves. So.
Yes. Is Alfred even still on there? So can I actually take this call now?
Try it. Okay.
back in. Don't blink. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, private chat's got some more messages. Hopefully, try it and see. Okay. All right. Let's try it and see. Let's try once again. We've got Alfred from Texas. Let's try this again. Alfred, can you hear us?
Hi there, Alfred. Are you there?
Did he hang up?
No, I'm still there.
Well, it shows that he's there, but I don't know if he's actually still there. No, still can't hear him. If you are talking, Alfred, we cannot hear you if you can hear us. So we don't know what's going on here.
All right. Caller's still not getting to the hosts here. Oh, apparently we can hear Alfred on the show.
Oh, really?
Just you and I can't hear him. So we gotta listen better. We got our listening ears on. Are we being closed-minded? Is that what's happening? Oh, in Colin's studio, you can hear him. Okay.
I don't know
All
what
right.
to
Well,
tell you. We
back
can't
in
hear him.
queue, and I guess, and see if we can get him working on the show. I guess I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't
We could just
know.
answer his question if you want.
I mean, it's a great question. But yeah, you know what, Alfred, I'm wondering if you can hear me, and if you can, then we'll try to answer, and we'll leave you here with us, and maybe our crew will get you through so that we can hear you. But yeah, Neil, why don't you go ahead? What do you think of this question? I'll read the question again here. Is why do atheist shows tend to be left leaning politically?
I just think atheists, most of them, anyways, that I know, I can't say this for all, obviously, because I can't just do a broad generalization about stuff like this, but most of the atheists I know are left leaning because we give a shit about people and we give a shit about equality and we give a shit about things that are going to make the world better. And I just think that a lot of right leaning, not all of them, of course, but a lot of like far right leaning people aren't for that sort of thing because they realize that they're losing their privilege of their or the position of their privilege that they've had for centuries over other people, colonization and whatnot. So, and they have this weird sense of superiority over people, and I just don't think that atheists have that. I think um, I think many might have some, like we figure we're more superior than people that believe in nonsense and stuff like that. I guess there are those kinds of people, but for the most part, I just think I care about people, and I want everyone to be happy and safe and be able to live their lives the way they want to, like short of horrific things, live your life the way you want to. But it's that old saying that I usually go by: and you harm none, do as you will. Right? Which is actually comes from the Wiccan thing, I think. So I just think that that's the humanist side of me. So that's what I'm about. What about you?
No, I mean, if I get literal with this question here, is atheist shows tend to be left leaning. I would say that, like, it's a great question because it's very honest in the idea that most atheists will just argue that all an atheist is a person who is not convinced that a God exists.
Which is true.
So which makes the question good because it's like, so then why are you all left leaning if that doesn't really play a role into it? I would say that it's kind of the same. You could say the same question in reverse, where it's like, why are all conservative shows theistic,
Yeah. Well, lots of
or right
atheists,
leaning?
conservatives.
Yeah, it would be fair to say there's definitely some conservative atheists,
Hmm.
and there's also some left leaning theists.
Hmm.
Um, I my only answer to why are like so many atheist shows left leaning politically, um, probably because we're the
It
most ready to.
aligns with their.
Well, we're ready to fight.
I
We're
know.
ready to
Yeah.
have the show, right? A left leaning theist probably doesn't feel like they have a platform to argue from. Um, so you
Some
know,
of them do though. I've seen many left-leaning pastors and stuff on like TikTok or whatever
mhm,
that are like wearing their garb, but they've got like a rainbow flag around
okay.
them, right? So they,
So
I've
then
seen
maybe
these sorts of things.
the idea that you know,
Because
atheist
Jesus
shows
would have
don't
been considered woke.
right.
So, like, really, he would have been considered a liberal, a left-leaning, woke liberal.
Yeah, he was extreme in his views and stuff
Yeah.
compared to what was going on then. Sure.
Why do you think the people of the time threw him up on the cross, right? Or allegedly, because I don't believe any of that shit happened. So,
Yeah.
anyways,
I would also say that it has a lot to do like if we continue to look at left and right leans as like a gradient, that the more extreme you get onto the left, you get more atheists, and those are the people that are going to be activated to do YouTube shows, call-in shows, make
hmm
commentary videos. Same with those extreme right-wing conservatives, right? The more right-wing you get, the more hardcore religious you get. Um, yeah, and I wouldn't even though I think the question's fair, like why are atheist shows tend to lean left? I don't think I think you'd be hard pressed to find a group of atheists with a show like this who 100% agree on all of their left leaning points as well, right? Like we all agree that we're not convinced that God exists, but as far as our left leaning politics go, I bet you if we tried, Neil, you and I would find something that we just don't agree on. I'm sure.
I think that's yet to happen, though, Justin.
No, you're right. You're not wrong. It's yet to happen, but I mean, if we really, really, really tried, I mean,
Well, it's funny, and I hear this a lot. There's an expression that just fucking rubs me the wrong way. It's let's just agree to disagree, right? And
I don't like
that's
that either.
fine if we're talking about pineapple on pizza,
No,
or
that
or
doesn't even
which
qualify.
or which of the Star Treks are better. Like you can agree to disagree on that kind of thing, but when it comes to uh, uh, the rights of people, if you think that somebody shouldn't have the same rights as you, then that's not a point we agree to disagree on. If you think that gay people shouldn't be married, we can't just disagree or agree to disagree on that, because gay people should have the right to anything anyone else does. Same with trans people. Same with any other group that seems to have, or that the right leaning people want to take away from them, that they should have, because I think everyone should have equal rights, period. Women, men, gays, lesbians, trans, everyone should have
All
this,
human beings should
with
be
without the
treated
labels.
the
Exactly.
way all
Without those
human
labels,
beings want to be
we're all
treated.
human.
Yeah.
Right. So that's where it isn't really about agree to disagree on something. It's more about my morals versus your morals.
Yeah. But you don't
When
have
it
any
comes to
morals,
that kind of
Neil.
things, oh right. When it comes to those kinds of things, there is no I agree to disagree. You're either a douche canoe or you're not.
Right.
It's that simple.
Um yeah, and you know what? The same it goes the other way too, right? Not every theist conservative is going to be of the same religion. Um so there's always going to be difference in opinions from programs leaning that way. Um the only difference, one big difference would be that conservative theists pray for things to happen.
Oh, happy
Where
birthday,
us
all.
over here, we are doing these shows because we're trying to educate and spread open mindedness and trying to leave our mark on the world somewhere.
Yeah, I agree. So I don't know. Alfred's probably still hanging out, probably fuming because we can't hear him.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Because
Sorry about that,
that
Alfred.
would have been great for a conversation.
Or not Alfred.
Because I'd be
Alfred.
curious because it says it's listed here that Alfred's theist. I'd be very interested to know if Albert also voted Trump. Um, but guess we'll never know.
Well, he could. I guess he could talk. I mean, I don't know. If you guys claim you can hear him in the chat.
No, they don't hear him either.
Oh, okay. We have another caller that wants to talk too, but we got to figure out whether or not we can hear. I don't know what's going on where we can't hear. Alfred, if you can hear us, I'm going to. I'm going to drop the call, and maybe you can try calling back again. Talk a little bit more on this, but I don't know. We'll have to see. We get the sound issue fixed. So I'm really sorry, Alfred. I hope you have a great evening. If you want to try calling again, you're welcome to try.
Yeah, we're really grateful to get calls when we can get them. And I apologize if our technical difficulties are getting in the way.
John, that's it. Wrap it up.
Yeah. Well, here's a
Every time I
little.
hear that expression, that song goes through my head. Wrap it up. Okay.
Well, here's a little bit of a side tangent I can go on in the meantime while this gets squared away. Right there, Canadian
Take it
Element.
away.
Going to make it to BajaCon this year, Al.
Yeah.
So there's a conversation going on in the chat about BajaCon, which is super cool to hear because it's
They
so
want me on
far
the panel.
away. Well, it's so far away still, and yet clearly there's so much excitement for it already. So that's
Yeah, I'm excited.
yeah.
Don't
So
miss Dave Con.
if anyone doesn't know, BajaCon is an atheist agnostic humanist convention that takes place. Yep, it takes place here, not here, but in Canada, in Ontario, my province, even
Sarnia, Ontario.
over in Sarnia, Ontario, which is right across the river from America, so it's really, really convenient. And the panel of guests for BajaCon this year is pretty awesome. Some returning voices like Seth Andrews and Forrest Velkai, and some new voices for BajaCon this year. We got Erica Gutsick-Gibbon going to be there. So
yeah, I'm stoked to talk
I'm
to
very
Erica
excited.
again. I haven't hung out with her in a while.
I've never met her
Erica's
myself.
great.
So
she's great.
Looking forward to
much
that.
Full of energy, great conversationalist. She's awesome.
Yep.
And smart. Like when I'm around her, I just go, Louie. I just feel like a moron.
Yep.
Then you get. I was
ahead.
with her and don't get old people. The memory goes. It's one of the first things to go.
Right.
Jackson, last name Jackson. Also anthropology, or sorry, more in the Jackson Wheat. That's his name. Another super smart guy. We all three of us went. And we had pizza together, and I was the dumbest one in the room. I'm always the dumbest one in the room, really. But let's just be fair there.
All right, I'm going this year, so you will no longer be the only dumb one.
You were there last year, though.
Yeah, I know.
We didn't really know each other at that point.
This year, I'll see you and I'll walk over and I'll give you a handshake, a big hug, and then we'll go find the nearest corner. We'll just do this in the corner.
You go drool in a corner together.
Yeah, it'll be awesome.
I'm sad that Aaron's not going to be there because I always love seeing Aaron and hanging with Aaron.
Yeah,
the two of us sit up for hours.
I got to sit next to Aaron at a table during all the lectures on the Saturday or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And through everyone's lectures, there's just Aaron on his phone and like, Justin, look at this puppy. Oh, just look at this puppy. And it's like showing me just shorts of just like puppy after puppy after puppy. And it's like,
Falcor.
your hair is blue, right? You're not supposed to be that into puppies. Like you look like, I've heard people call him a Disney villain in an attempt to offend him. But honestly, I think it's a perfect example of what he's like, because only a Disney villain would be like showing puppy
He does
videos
kind of
on a
look like
phone,
a Disney villain.
right? Yeah, like I think he should own up to that and just be like, yeah, sure, I'm a Disney villain. But yeah, BajaCon this year, August 8th through the 10th, and if you want tickets, go get tickets.
They are on sale.
They are on sale, and there's different packages. And I myself, of course, will be getting the full package with the cruise and everything on the Sunday.
We get a
But
discount, you and I, though, because we're going to be on the YouTube
yeah,
podcaster panel or whatever.
Yeah.
Jason asked me if I wanted to be on that. So I was like,
yeah, should be interesting. I'm putting all that together, so I'll do my best with the hardware, equipment, and knowledge that I have to try to pull that off. But yeah, it's going to
we
be a
need
good
like
time.
a guy smiley on the street, kind of talking to folks with a little microphone. So, what do you think about HawkCon so far this year?
Yeah, that's part of my script, but
Oh, okay.
I don't know. We'll see if we got time for all that, because it would have to get cut in. Anyways, we can talk about the
Yeah, we can talk
details
about
of what I've got planned for programming and everything. But yeah, it's
try
going to be
another
great.
call. See if we can.
We can try another call.
Okay, we have Ditso from Costa Rica, who's an atheist. The differences between English-speaking North American and Spanish-speaking Central South American politics. Oh, interesting. What does this have to do with Star Wars? Anyway, let's see. Let's see if we get something going this time. I'll hit the talk button. Hello, Ditso. Can you hear us? Or say something so we can see if we can hear you. I'm not hearing nothing. Dynamic. I'm not hearing nothing. You hearing it?
No.
Aranella DeVille. That's good. I like that one.
Oh, for Aaron Ra, Disney villain name?
Yeah. Aranella DeVille. Okay, so we took Ditso off. Well, I didn't. Somebody did in the background, realizing that we couldn't hear them. So sorry, Ditso. But I really kind of wanted to hear what that was all about. What do you want to talk about?
I think I know who
Peace.
Ditso is.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I think he's called in before too.
Okay. He's a guy. Or...
Yeah. He's a good guy.
All right. Well, unfortunately.
All right.
Unfortunately,
yeah.
folks,
I mean,
we're having issues with the calling in part of the show.
yeah. Well, I mean, the calling in works. It's the hosts being able to hear the callers.
Yeah. That's because we want to be able to answer the questions, right?
Yeah. We'll have to get this figured out at some point. Not super familiar myself with how the call-in studio works all the time, but
I have no idea. I just know I click this button and we start talking.
Right.
See, dumbest guy in the room again. It's just unfortunate because there were some conversations I think that should have been had there too, right? Especially that first one.
Yeah. No, that first one would have killed an hour. Would have been great. It was a really good question.
Just hoping I wasn't going to fly off the handle on them because you know me sometimes.
I don't know. It felt like a pretty honest question. And
I agree, but it depends on where the conversation would have gone.
Well, yeah. Well,
you know what I mean?
Those things can tend to devolve pretty
Okay,
quickly.
this is
But
starting to bug me. I know it's Star Wars Day, but I'm taking the droid down.
you
Besides,
just
she
gotta
keeps telling me how to
gotta
pass
make your
them.
own little BS memes like this quick and just throw them
Yeah,
up behind you.
and on what?
Huh?
I'll get a little projector and throw them on
A
the
little
wall.
projector or something. You do it on Lego. Do some flat pieces. Spell words out with
Some
Lego.
Lego signs. Well, they
Yeah.
have some Lego art that's really cool. Like you've seen the galaxy, they have like the Milky Way galaxy done in Lego art, but they're tiny little pieces, and I'd be like, holy shit, that would take me weeks to build that because it's like one by one tile, one by one brick, one. It's like what
Right.
the hell, man? They're tiny little pieces, but it looks really cool. But I do have other Lego Star Wars stuff. Obviously, there's a shit ton of it right over there. So, yeah, I got all kinds of Lego Star Wars. Well, I think
You're
my favorite one so far is a minifigure, and it's Luke Skywalker. And if you look really close, you can see the blue milk mustache on him. I think that's fucking awesome. He's got a little carton of blue milk, and he's got the little blue milk mustache. And I think that's fucking awesome. There's no missing thing on the milk carton though. So.
You know what I enjoy, and I recommend anybody here to do this, especially if you're more of a vintage breed, such as Neil and myself, is go on YouTube and watch reaction videos of people watching Star Wars and other movies that we loved when we were younger. Um, there's nothing funnier than watch. And I mean, no, that's not true. There are things funnier, but I mean, it might even sound a little cold to say this, but when a 10-year-old girl bawls and starts crying because she just found out that Vader is Luke's father, like she, there's this clip out there, one particular that I saw where she's just upset by the whole idea. And then of course the whole, you know, Luke and Leia thing for a lot of people is always shocking to them. They're like, wait a minute, there was a lot of
Didn't they
kissing
make
going
out?
on.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's
what's
a lot of
going on
kissing
here?
going on for a brother sister scenario. Um, but you know, even not just Star Wars stuff, but like it's really great to watch reactions of younger people watching Back to the Future, which to me shocks me to hear that someone hasn't seen that. Like when someone says they haven't seen Star Wars or Back to the Future, I instantly want to go, "You're lying." But it's the reality is that's the truth. There's 20
Especially
and
now.
25-year-olds walking around that they know of Star Wars. You know, the meme of Luke being the father is usually like they kind of get it for the most
Darth.
part. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they kind of know that that's, you know, from I know that from the memes, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
the details, they're so unaware of them.
So I got something I'll show you real quick
All right.
here.
Is it allowed on YouTube?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Don't worry, I'm keeping my pants on. Jeez. One of my favorite um, chat members, and who has also been a guest on the show, is Tons of Mice. Because Tons of Mice always has some hysterical stuff to say, and he keeps us laughing. And he claims that we keep him laughing too. And he really enjoys what we do and the things that we have to say. So he went and he made or put together and made a bunch of minifigs of a lot of the regulars on the show,
Okay.
including me. And there's the Neil minifig with the stack of Lego boxes behind me, the podcast microphone, and I'm assuming that this is my
Lightsaber?
no, yeah,
No?
lightsaber. Well, for today, sure, it's a lightsaber, but I
Okay.
have a blue cane that I always use and yell at the kids, "Get off my lawn!" You know, that kind of thing, right? So
Okay.
that's supposed to be my blue cane. And I think it's hysterical that he's done this. And he's done it for a bunch of the folks that have been on the show, like, or that are always in the after parties and have been on the show, like Canadian Ollieman, who's got hot knives going in the minifigure. He's got his dog with him too. And he's got Mikey with the animals and the spider from his. I'll show you Mikey's. The other ones are kind of out of reach, but Mikey's got He's got the Mikey figure there with the birds and the dog and the cat and the spider, which is this thing right here from his Mini Cooper. And Mikey's afraid of polar bears, so he figured it'd have a polar bear trying to break in.
Why is he afraid of polar bears?
I don't know. It seems ridiculous to me, but
To be
actually, I can
to be
reach
afraid of
one.
a polar bear, you should be somewhere where there's a chance of running into one.
I can reach another one, and it's the one he did for himself. Tons of mice. It's actually literally all Lego mice in there.
That's so funny.
And I think one of the best ones. Can I reach it? Can I reach it? Let's see. We have used to be quite a regular in the show. His name was McKinnon Mitchell, and he's known for making some movies on things like Ken Hovind and stuff like that. And he used to do. Oh, there's the Dr. Ben one. No, Dr. Ben likes to do mukbangs, which is where you make all the crazy food and eat stupid amounts of food. So we put him in a doctor's outfit with a chef hat and some other kitchen utensils, right? So that was kind of fun. But we had this guy in there. His name's McKinnon Mitchell, and he was famous for being in the middle of saying something and then disappearing. So he'd ghost us, like right in the middle of a sentence. And we call that the McKinnon maneuver, right? So his minifigure looks like this. There's nothing in there. So I thought that was fucking great. It's the funniest thing. That like made my week when I got that. So
the only Lego I got is this guy. He's technically not really Lego, but I love him to death.
Johnny 5. Yeah. That's cool. That's really cool. And that
was easily one of my favorite movies growing up.
Is that's one of the knockoff brands, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We also have who's behind the scenes on this show, Mr. Michael Earhart. Oh, there we go. I can reach him. Okay, good. So this one's the Ollie figure with the hot knives over the flame and his dog, Boomer, with him. And Mr. Michael Earhart with his guitar. So there you go.
Awesome.
That's a cool little guitar, too, if you ask me. I didn't even know Lego even made those. But hey.
Has Lego pretty much just done everything at this point?
Pretty close. There's an announcement. They're going to be doing, if you're an anime fan, they are going to be doing Lego sets based on the One Piece live action show. So there will be some One Piece Lego, which I'll be all over because I love One Piece.
Mm-hmm.
And
your microphone lets us know that.
Yeah, that's right there. And they're also doing. It's a rumor, but it could happen. I know that Blue Bricks has the contract with Star Trek right now, but the Blue Bricks stuff is crap. I know someone that ordered, I think, one of the little runabouts or something, and he said the pieces don't even stay clicked together. They're crap. So,
well, I don't know. With the state of politics and Trump and his tariffs, I think if I was Lego, I'd probably cancel that One Piece line, to be honest.
Why is that?
It's technically an Americanly produced Netflix show. And if you can't sell your Legos in the country where the show takes place, you said it was going to be based on a live action show.
Correct.
And Lego's already like.
Oh, they'll still make it in Canada. They make Lego up here too, by the way.
Right, but I would be curious if, it's the same with like our Nintendos, for example. Like, the American tariff went on Japan, but they're still going to hold back production on us, and pre-order dates were held for us as well because of America. So that's what I'm saying. Like, whatever happens,
yeah. I heard they were going to sell it here, regardless.
They are going to sell it here, but we didn't get pre-orders the same time the rest of the planet did.
Oh, I see.
They paused the pre-orders until just this past week, of which I already missed because I wasn't ready for the new pre-order date, and now.
You're talking about the new Switch, right?
Yeah, the pre-orders for it are already sold out. So whatever.
Honestly, dude, the last Nintendo system I've owned was it's the PS3, the N64.
Okay.
Was the last one. It's been PlayStation ever since then. I still have a PS3 and a PS4. I haven't got the PS5 yet.
The N64 is the worst selling Nintendo console of all time.
It's the worst selling one?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah,
I thought the GameCube was.
No. Well, wait a minute. It might be the Wii U actually, but then it's 64. Yeah. I believe the Wii U sold like 11 million, and then the N64 is like 24, 25 million.
Wow.
To put it in
That's
context, there's 100 million Switches out there.
Yeah. Also, the population is bigger too.
Yeah. Well, the Wii is still their best-selling console.
The Wii is pretty cool. I had one of those for a while, and then somebody begged me for it, so I sold it to him for $50.
Yeah, Nintendo had declining console sales for every so from the Nintendo to the SNES was less sales, and from the SNES to the N64 was less sales. It wasn't until the GameCube when they finally went disc-based, they sold more consoles than the one before.
I gotcha. But I still think the best version of Mario Kart is N64's version.
I won't. I don't know. If you haven't played the newest version, that's a tough. And for that matter, the Double Dash on GameCube is arguably one of the best ones ever. But if the last one you owned was the N64, of course that would be your favorite one.
I just love playing it. Of course, I challenged. You know who Drew McCoy is?
Possibly. Name rings a
Genetically
bell.
modified skeptic.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I challenged him, and he had it actually loaded onto his computer, so we were playing on there. And I literally haven't played it since probably the late '90s, early 2000s.
Should we do that for the BajaCon live stream? Should I bring like an N64 with Mario Kart on it? Like classic? I'll even bring the CRT and we'll set it up and just be like, here we go.
64.
Yeah.
God, they got my ass kicked by Drew though. So it's like I was never. All my friends used to do this too, and somehow I managed to still beat them most of the time. Watching other people's screens while you're doing it, so you watch to see where they are.
Yeah.
Especially during the battle and stuff like that.
I mean, maybe in the battle modes, but it's kind of irrelevant during a race where the other person is.
Yeah.
And frankly, if you're taking your eyes off your own screen to peek at where they're at in the race, you're falling behind. So stop looking at other people's screens and start racing.
Yeah.
But yeah, we used to have the same. We used to complain when we would play like GoldenEye and like stop peeking.
That was great.
Yeah.
And I like battle tanks too.
Yeah. I don't know, Neil. We don't have any calls. We had one really great question. It was great. I don't know if the audience who's still here has any questions for us, but I'm happy to call it what it is. It's a May the 4th live stream. I got to spend some time with you, nerd out a little bit. I made a meme that I think people kind of might have enjoyed. But yeah, why don't we find our exits and take them?
Wait, John Filpiano is Matt? What? I'm confused.
Someone was mentioning that Guts and Gibbon was live on the line right now, and then they came back and said, "Oh, never mind, I was mistaken. It's Matt." So I don't know if they were making a joke or an honest mistake or what. But
Matt usually does an opening thing, because the last time I hosted with him, I sat there for like 10 minutes until he finished his rant.
Okay.
And then they added me. So Erica, I saw it popped up in my feed on YouTube that him and Erica were doing the show tonight. So
okay. I noticed in the stream that I'm planning to go watch before Bad Science Sunday starts is Justin and someone by the name of Ian on Atheist Experience. That Ian guy is awesome. Like he's a nationally ranked debater. So yeah,
I've had him on the show. I don't know if I've had him on.
Yeah, I forget what his actual name is right off the top of my head. It's like according to Ian or accidentally Ian or something. I'm part of his Discord.
Crystal?
Allegedly Ian is on AXP with Justin, who are both like, Ian's a nationally ranked debater, and if you don't know who Justin is, he's like he has a degree in Bible study, basically. So like anybody who tries to call in and wants to argue about the Bible, he's got them all memorized. Like, it's crazy.
Shit.
But yeah. All right, let's
Call it a
roll
day.
intro then, shall we?
Yeah, I mean, why don't you show your channel before we get out of here?
Well, the channel I am my
Right?
personal channel is Skeptic Spin. But I'm putting a lot of support over here on Skeptic Haven, so hopefully you'll see me around here some more. There's also going to be the live BajaCon live stream, which will probably also find its way here on Skeptic Haven as well as on Skeptic Spin, and Neil will be there. Also, Trevor from Believe It or Not is joining us. Neil, he's coming too.
Sweet.
Yeah,
That's
so
cool. I want to meet Trevor.
yeah, he's awesome.
I don't even think he knows who I am, but
I think you'd be surprised. He's a really nice guy, very humble guy. So he's also
actually, you're
I
right.
believe he's also going to join us on that live stream. By the way,
That would be cool. That'd be really
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Is Godless Engineer coming?
Well, Casey and John were there last year. I don't know if they're going to be here. I can ask him.
I think
I'll
they
be
spoke.
doing one of these with him soon.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that BajaCon spoke to him, and he's already been like, "Yeah, I'm in to be on the live stream." I think he told me.
Oh,
correctly.
perfect. Well, there you go. Then we'll get to see John again.
But
I love those two.
bottom line is, regardless of the personalities and the muscle that's going to be presenting on stage for the conference, I would say that there is equally as much charismatic talent going to be in that audience between people like you and Godless Engineer and Trevor, like Vice Rhino was there last year. Maybe he'll be there again, and then we can coax him over to join the live stream and stuff. So, it's going to be pretty awesome. Jason just confirmed.
Oh,
yes,
Jason
John and Casey are coming. So there you go.
Yeah, they're doing the job I was supposed to be doing, which is, I guess before we go, I can spew out a lot of the stuff they like me to say.
And Jess, how to Rule an Asteroid. I don't know if you're familiar with her. She does a lot of work with Kentucky Atheists these days. She'll also be there, and apparently she's organizing the game night this year.
Oh, cool.
So that'll be really, really good.
All right. Well, I guess I should promote some of the other shows on this wonderful network. Mondays you get Black Freethinkers, the Black Flea Thinkers, Black Freethinkers. Tuesday nights we have Secular Soapbox. Thursday nights is the Sunny Spot. Saturdays are the Global Atheists, 30 and 60, and Women Atheists Unload with lots of great hosts. And on Sundays, well, you're watching it right now. It's the Let's Talk show. That usually works pretty good when we have the audio going. And before we take off, I'm going to say a huge thank you to our awesome patrons that are listed down below: Paul Camish, Karen Butcher, Hells Bells, Logan Fisher, Amanda McLeod, Jamie West, Sidney Davis Jr., Eric Ozols, Tara S., Rion, D. Murphy, Dan D., Shannon Gray, Michael Wiseman, Bass Thrasher, Bryce Roney, Jenna Mew, Deborah Grace, Sunny Shell, Phil Calderone, and our members include people like the wonderfully talented Cynthia McDonald and Kelly Lachlan. And if you guys are interested in what I do on YouTube, you can check out my channel, which was popped into the that way I keep forgetting it's all backwards. In the chat by the wonderful Pragmatic Crystal, I do deconversion stories with my good friend Mikey Famine, and yeah, our schedule is usually, we got a couple of deconversion stories. We have an episode of DSU and an episode where we build stuff out of Lego. So it's a lot of fun. Yeah.
So much excitement comes out of your voice when you say the word Lego.
I know.
Like,
it's all about the Lego. Anyway, sorry folks, so we weren't able to take calls tonight. We gave it the old call a try, but unfortunately we just couldn't get things to work properly. So try us again next week. It probably won't be me hosting, but you'll be able to see Justin and myself together again at some point over the summer, I'm sure. So tune in again. I'll be also working with SR and Godless Engineer and Mikey Famine and others as well. So there's a lot of good mix-up of some really great hosts, and I'm hoping to do a Dr. Ben on the show with me, which should be fun.
That'd be sick.
Yeah. Anyways, hello, Ways to Human. You're a little late. We are closing the show. All right. You met Mike.
This is Skeptic Haven. Let's talk.